Bloodborne pathogens. This bloodborne pathogens training is written for schools and their staff. Some information regarding the transmission of bloodborne pathogens is not included because it's not relevant to this intended group. This training is based on federal OSHA guidelines. Let's get started. The first section of the training will cover the background of bloodborne pathogens. OSHA's Bloodborne Pathogens Standard, 29 CFR 1910.1030, is a regulation that prescribes safeguards to protect workers against health hazards related to bloodborne pathogens, also known as BBP. The standard imposes requirements on employees of workers who may be exposed to blood or other potentially infectious material, also known as OPIM, such as certain tissues and body fluids. In an educational setting, the school system must identify the personnel that could be exposed to blood or OPIM, also defined as reasonably anticipated exposure. Although many of you may never encounter these, it's important to understand the dangers of infection and the safety procedures to minimize your risk. Some possible at-risk school staff might include designated first aid responder, social workers or guidance counselors, kindergarten teachers, science teachers, special education teachers, physical education teachers, coaches, nurses, custodians, bus drivers, or paraprofessionals. This list is merely a guide. Every school should look at their staff and decide accordingly. In addition to the material covered in this training video, other required components of the Bloodborne Pathogen Standard include an explanation and copy of the OSHA Bloodborne Pathogen Standard, an explanation of the employer's exposure control plan and how to obtain a copy, an opportunity to ask specific questions regarding bloodborne pathogens, annual training with training records kept for 3 years, using work practice and engineering controls to eliminate or minimize exposure to bloodborne pathogens, maintaining a sharps injury log for recording injuries from contaminated sharps, providing hepatitis B vaccinations at no cost to employees who are at risk for bloodborne pathogens exposure. What is a bloodborne pathogen? A bloodborne pathogen is a microorganism, such as a virus or bacteria, which is carried in blood and body fluids and causes disease in humans. What are the common bloodborne pathogens? Although there are several others, in this training we'll cover hepatitis B or HBV, hepatitis C or HCV, human immunodeficiency virus or HIV.